89.9 KISW.
How do you keep the expectations kind of out of your head, from whether it be fans, whether it be from management, whether it be from labels or whoever it may be? Because, it feels like when I hear your music, it doesn't feel like you're being tied down by anyone else's expectations. It's you and it's pure. And that's what I always loved about whether it be Soundgarden, whether it be Audioslave, whether it be Chris Cornell as a solo entity. It always feels like, there is, it's a silly term, but people say that 0 F's given. But I feel like that's kind of your vibe. Like you just do what you do. And is it hard for you to do that with other people, other factors breathing down your neck?
I personally sort of firmly believe that, especially with commercial success, if that's your aim, as a songwriter, I think you have to sort of get in that lane early on, and stay there, because there's a whole bunch of stuff I think you got to work out, and I never worked any of that out. I never felt like, and I saw this with a lot of bands. I always felt like, if most of the people that came sort of up with me and kind of came out of the world that I came out of and my band came out of, if they seemed to try to write for commercial success, it probably had less commercial appeal somehow. And I always felt that way with me. I felt like I can write 10 songs, and if something, if one of those 10 songs somehow has a broader appeal, it's an accident. But it's going to happen. That accident will happen occasionally. Right. And I'm not necessarily ever the best judge of it. I don't feel particularly in touch with the commercial side of music as a fan, and I never was. I was always someone, even from as early as 8 years old, I can remember. I was someone that sort of liked the deeper album tracks and and I liked the songs that I didn't hear on the radio, the songs that my friends hadn't heard. Maybe just I'm not sure why. There was a different sort of approach to it, possibly not so much as writing it, but maybe producing it. Maybe the artist or the producer or the label felt like, that's not a song we're going to have a hit with, so we'll put that as the 9th song on your album or something. And maybe what went into making that song is something that appealed to me, that is why I like music. That's different than I suppose what makes commercial music. I'm not really sure, but the short version of the answer is that I always felt like I will do my best as a songwriter and an album recorder if I don't consider any of that, and I will have probably a better chance at having popular songs if I don't do that.
You don't put that pressure on you. Yeah, I getcha.
Not even pressure. It's more of a. It's not pressure. It's a focus, and I can't say that it's an artistic focus. It's more of a manufacturing thing. It's like if you imagine what's one of your favorite classic bands since you were a little kid?
For me, probably I'd have to go with Kiss.
Okay.
It's the first, Kiss, and then Guns N' Roses, but Kiss really defined my love for rock music.
Now imagine you're a little kid, and Kiss is coming out with a new album, and someone tells you, yeah, they were sitting around when they were writing this album, they were trying to figure out what you would want. Now, if for me, for example, say it's a Pink Floyd record or something. If I believed that they were just sitting around scratching their heads trying to figure out what me, this teenage kid in Seattle, wanted to hear, I would never want to listen to that record. I wanted to be invited into their world, into their universe, whatever it is. It didn't have anything to do with me. I was trying to escape me by listening to their music.
Right.
And I think someone that writes commercial songs specifically for commercial success and to have big hits, the ones that do it consistently, it's bravo. It's an amazing thing that they're somehow able to do that, because it's a mystery, but it's a different thing. Mm-hmm. It's like marketing. It's like a marketing genius.
One last question. I know I got to let you go. I wanted to ask you, because I'm a huge Soundgarden fan as well, and I always love when my favorite bands kind of go off and do their own thing outside of the band, because I feel like it. And maybe this is just me, but it's like, oh, this will make them miss their band more. You know what I mean? And they maybe get more excited to get back in the practice space and recording. Do you find that, like, does the solo stuff give you an opportunity to get away and refresh yourself? And then do you get excited to get back with the boys again? Or how does that work in your world?
I think it's, with what I do as a solo entity, I'm always kind of bouncing back and forth, and it always feels refreshing both ways all the time. And I think that's a good thing. I think I don't know. I think that in a sense, yeah, it's sort of you sort of go out into the world and then you come back, and it's sort of two different worlds where you can kind of bring some aspects from one into the other and cross those back and forth all the time. And I also think that there's something. I think there's something healthy in the trust of a band, for example, allowing each other to do that and supporting each other when they do that. I think that creates a really sort of strong core relationship thing that you bring back into your band, and it makes you sort of believe in you guys even more.
Absolutely, yeah. One last question. I saw Eddie Vedder.
That was your last question.
I know. You're right. I got to go. I don't want to keep you. That would be rude of me. Okay.